Hi guys, I'm back. I was requested to do a video on how I apply my pigments wet, specifically how I apply my Pure Luxe pigments wet. Sorry, I can't find one of my brushes. It's a bunch of boo. So I have a clean jar. I just cleaned it out. That's as clean as it's gonna get. But just a clear plastic jar. This is what I actually sprinkle the pigments into and mix with the damp brush. But we're going to bust out the green Pure Luxe pigments that I have. This one is Tart. I don't know if you can see that. And this one is Misfit. Misfit's like a lime green eye-popping color, and Pure Luxe Shadow Tart is more like a... It reminds me a lot of NYX lime green. It's that sparkly and that shimmery. So we're going to put both of these on this naked eye. I have Urban Decay Primer Potion already on, just because I like to use a base. You don't have to, it's not really required. When you're putting them on wet, it's almost like you're just kind of mashing them into your skin. It's a Michaels brush. It's a Low Cornell Maxine's Mop in 3/8. It's like a mock MAC 239. Anyways, and this lid right here, I'm not going to show you, but it's mixing medium. It's my homemade mixing medium. So all I do really is I just dip the brush in it just to get it a little damp. You're not trying to get it dripping wet, you're just trying to get it damp. And I even wipe this off, mash it a little because I just want it damp. I'm just taking a cotton round and just kind of wiping off the excess because it doesn't need to be super wet. It's already going to be wet. So anyways, I'm going to do a little bit of, this is the Misfit, the super bright lime green color. This will help if I did this. So I'm just going to sprinkle it a little, you know, a little goes a long way. Do a little more. Okay. So I just got like that much. And I'm just going to mash my brush into that, right? And it just kind of makes like a paste. You know, and you're just kind of mashing it in the brush. And you see how it just kind of, you know, it just kind of coats the brush. And then you dab it on, and you just kind of slide it across your skin. You know, don't worry about it being too chunky. You'll smooth it out with the brush. And this is really where you decide what kind of shape you're going to do. And you're trying to cover, you know, all of the surface area, you know, as opaque as you can, because this is like the first color that you're putting on. So it's pretty smooth. I mean, I don't see any chunks in there or anything. It's just, it's on my skin, almost like a liquid or cream eyeshadow. I hope you can see exactly what I'm talking about, but it's just, you know, it makes the color more vibrant. I mean, it makes the color shiny because the glycerin is almost, I think it's in, I don't really know my chemistry, but it makes it shiny like an oil. So that's that color. And then, you know, I'm going to take the same brush. I'm just going to try and create a little depth to it. So I'm just going to take, I'm not going to dampen the brush anymore because it's already damp. It's already got some mixing medium on it. I'm just going to take what's on the lid. Again, I'm just dabbing the brush into it and putting it on the brush. And then I'm just going to dab it where I want it. And I'm just going to focus on the inner corner, the outer corner, and I'm just going to slide it across Misfit. This is just darker green. It's got more shimmer. Well, it might not have more shimmer, it just has, to me it does. I'm just going to create the shape that I want. Just dabbing what I have on the lid, dabbing it on your eye, and sliding it across. And that's pretty much it. I might blend it, you know. And the rest of the colors, you know, I'm not going to dampen the brush anymore, like I said. So on this eye, we'll just put some highlighting color. I don't have a Pure Luxe one, so I'm just going to use my MAC Your Ladyship pigment in a fluffy, dry brush. I'm just going to dab a little bit of that, put it in the lid. Again, you know, tap off. And I'm just going to highlight with that. And This is already going to be pretty dry. It's going to be easier to blend, so there's no harsh lines, etc. You know, if you notice, it just kind of fades right in. The Pure Luxe pigments are, to me, they're very finely milled, more so than the MAC pigments. So they're easier to blend. You're not really having to, you know, really work at it to blend. I don't think the MAC pigments are hard to blend either, but it's just different, you know, because it's a finer powder. So that's that eye. I'll take some pictures. I was going to do a different color, just so you can see what layering of Pure Luxe pigment over something else. So, you're going to be playing with me, hope you don't mind. I'm going to take my Delft paint pot, which is that real dark Misfit Turquoise. I'm going to take my NYX crease brush. It's already kind of wet because I just cleaned it because it was kind of dirty. So it's a fluffy brush, you know, it fluffs right out. And I'm just going to swirl it in the paint pot and get some color on there. And you just kind of lightly brush it on your eye. And I've noticed that it just shows up better. I don't know if it's because it's dark. It's a darker color, because the Bare Study I usually just apply with my fingers and I have no problems. But with this paint pot, I've noticed that it just applies better with the brush. The Pure Luxe Aura color, it looks white. I can't really show you. It looks white in the pot, but when you apply it wet, all of the turquoise undertones kind of come out. So again, we're just going to sprinkle as best we can, because there's no sifters in the sample jars, and I know you said you ordered samples. So you just kind of have to be really careful. Yeah. So I only have, you know, a couple sprinkles in the bottom of that jar, all over my fingers. Get used to that too with the Pure Luxe, because that's pretty much what happens. So we're going to dampen the brush again, like dip it into that aura color. And I didn't get enough. Applying pigments wet isn't like my favorite thing. I like being able to just dab and go and call it a day, but I do like the results. So when I have time, you know, I'll do it, but most days, get up in the morning, I'm trying to get my butt to work. I'm not trying to be late. So I have my brush that's got, you know, a bunch of that pigment mashed in there, and I'm just, again, you're just going to dab it on your lid and smooth it on. Smooth it on over whatever you've got underneath it, whether that's your eyelid, whether that's another color you're using as a base, whether or not it's a jumbo pencil from NYX, whatever you decide to use as your base. Me, I chose the paint pot because I really wanted to see what this would look like. And when you apply pigments wet, you have less of a chance for fallout, less of a chance for makeup to be all over your face, which who wants that? So, as you notice, it's a brilliant color. You know, I'm really looking at it and just amazed at how it looks on top of Delft. I don't know why I haven't tried this sooner. Thank you for making me. So that was Delft and the Turquoise Aura on that lid, just so you can see what it looks like on a different base, besides your lid or besides, you know, Urban Decay Primer Potion or that. But hopefully you can see like how shimmery and how shiny applying a pigment wet is, and you have just as much fun as I do when I play with my makeup. Thank you for the request. Take care. Bye.